Lawrence,
Yes.
hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm okay. Surviving. What
Surviving.
are you? Yeah,
That sounds
surviving.
that sounds incredibly good.
Yeah,
So,
great.
yeah, you first of all, I'm very happy that we're having the show again. I was looking forward to this, and it's been 2 weeks.
As.
Yeah, and then I'm a bit angry
Uh-huh.
because you beat our butts 2-0. So
Oh, yeah.
thank
Well,
you.
yeah. Did you watch the game?
Unfortunately, I did. Yes. I think
I mean, I know this is a chess show, but we should briefly talk about here.
yeah, yeah, we
Uh,
should briefly talk about it, especially because I saw some correlations to chess. First of all, it was black against white, like Germany was having
yeah,
the complete black shirts and England the complete white shirts, and it had this advantage of being at home. So it was like the whites'
that's true.
advantage to move first,
True.
and it looked like a draw for a long time. But I think that England was very confident in its end game abilities.
Yes.
And as in a chess game, whoever makes the first mistake in this ugly game, in my opinion, from actually almost both sides. Of course, there were some chances here and there, but I thought
Yeah.
it was. I was a bit upset about both teams, just like especially Germany is playing back and forth and all the time. It was very similar to some chess games, really. And then the Sterling, who in my opinion was the best player on the
Yeah.
the field, by far, he was always every time he had the ball. It was I said like, oh, that's not good. This was like the queen on the board, and yeah, he just had two genius. Grealish too, of course, and Harry Kane was there too, which was
Well,
good. But
when Grealish came on, it changed everything. I mean, he's being used as the guy to come on and sort of change things,
it is
which
like that, yeah.
yeah, but I tell you what I think was the difference between the two teams.
Tell me.
Um, I think it was just wanting it more. I don't think it was an
Hmm.
ability question or anything like that. I think it was literally just wanting it more. I think that um, you know, Germany didn't want it. It didn't feel like they were committed to the challenges. It didn't feel like they were interested in getting stuck in getting really putting their heart on the line. And it
Hmm.
felt as though with England, we were just more enthusiastic. And yeah, it wasn't a beautiful game. It wasn't a nice game. Sterling had a little bit of something, but Germany showed zero creativity. Absolutely no creativity in the German play.
Yeah, and this is unfortunately every now and then there is a game where Germany is showing some creativity, but it happens so little times. And I think around 10 other teams in the Euro
Yeah.
were showing far more creativity. Now,
Yeah.
as it is so funny because while I was watching the game, I really thought like it is one of the closest games to a chess game you can think of. Because in
Yes.
other games like the 3-3, that's just like radical bullet games,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It was very fun and entertaining, and I had one of the nicest football evenings in a long time when the both
Yes.
games 3-5 and 3-3, and then penalty shootout. It was amazing. So yeah, this is of course what every chess player is hoping for in the all those grandmaster, super grandmaster tournaments which are happening. That there's this one or game or another game which is like where you go like this is blowing my mind, and it happens every now and then, and that is the beauty of chess, of course. And
Yes.
now it says my internet is unstable again, which is really odd because we have a good connection. But nonetheless, from football to chess, are you ready for it?
I am ready. I am.
Excellent. Let's
I'm
go for it.
ready. So yeah, I mean, this week, Anna, I mean, it's all about basically one nation. I would say it's all about one people, and that people or uh, that nation, I would say
Yes.
people, that nation is India, of course.
Absolutely, yes. It's an Indian month, or it's been Indian months. It's almost an Indian year, if you can go for that. We were talking about the talents in the last episodes a couple of times already, but they show up all the times, and for a good reason. What shall we start with?
Well, I think we should start with the big news, basically.
Okay.
Big news of the week, big news of the year. Probably big news. Probably one of the biggest news items of this year. Obviously, a groundbreaking, record-breaking, historical moment in the world of chess, where we have got, for the first time, not for the first time, but maybe it is the first time. I don't know, actually. Was it the first time? But the youngest Grandmaster of all time has got a new face. For years and years and years and years, it was Sergei Karyakin, who I think held the title of youngest Grandmaster of all time for something like 19 years. Something like that. Was it 19 years? It was something like that anyway.
Yeah, at least 19 years. That's all.
I think it was 19 years. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, and he was a Grandmaster at 12 years. Goodness, I can't remember the exact date, but I know that that's been broken because Abhi Mishra, his full name is Abhimanyu, but Abhi Mishra has become a Grandmaster by beating Mendonca in the last round, which, by the way, in itself was a pretty incredible game.
Absolutely.
And he is a Grandmaster at the age of 12 years, 4 months, and 25 days. 12 years old.
Yeah, let's get down to this list here.
Yeah,
there
12
it is.
Years old. 4 months and 25 days. Okay.
And if you, for just to make this clear, we were talking about Indian talents, and of course it's the Indian weekend, but we have to acknowledge that he is a U.S. citizen, obviously.
Yes.
And in the interview with Saga Shah, he has already a strong American accent, which is very, very cute and nice. He's a very, very, very nice guy, very polite, humble, and eager about anything chess related. You can feel it in every single second. It's very adorable and very nice. Yeah.
It is. And
oops.
I didn't actually watch that interview, the one that you're talking about. I didn't watch it at all, but I will watch it. But I mean, he looks like a really cute kid. One thing he did to me that made me laugh is obviously I'm on my quest to become a Grandmaster as well, right?
Yes.
And the funny thing is that he said he spends 12 hours a day studying chess. Now, I mean...
Am I interrupting you right now? Just want to know.
Sorry?
Am I interrupting your 12-hour basic training every day?
You're really interrupting my 12 hours. Yeah, you really are. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about it, no? That this is possible.
Very passionate. Yeah, and it would come out of all my ears after... I mean, I can do one thing at a time for 30 minutes, maybe a couple of hours, right? If I'm in a real flow, which I am on a daily basis, obviously. I'm doing stuff hours in a row, but that's it. 12 hours. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's a lot. I mean, 12 hours, I don't even know where you find the time in the day to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So he studies 12 hours a day. He's become a Grandmaster. Congratulations to him. Obviously, he plays under the United States flag, okay, but obviously, he's of Indian descent, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, right? And yeah, so yeah.
Let's take a look at his game because it is
I'm gonna follow your screen.
It is so awesome. So, by the way, just for you to understand, if you click on live chess here, you can find every tournament you can almost think of, and just simply find it by. I would just always use the search option, and so I had to just read, okay, which open is it, and it said somewhere here, their example.
I can't pronounce that. Is it Kepsko?
Exactly. So you just have to copy and paste it. Luckily, you don't have to speak it out unless you're using Siri or Alexa or something like that. And then you can easily find it. And then you can also find all the game rounds down here. You can look at the table. Everything is on the live chess. Damn it. Now I have to go back again. Oh gosh, where is it? Where is it? No. Okay, wait. Then I will just. That was there. Here is Mishra because he was black, and there's Mendoza. Is it Mendoza or Mendonca?
I think it's Mendonca, to be honest.
I don't know.
For sure.
As a soon-to-be Grandmaster, that'll be you, Lawrence. I still believe in you, and I hope all of you too. Let's take a little look at this game, especially let's skip a bit through the couple of parts because the end game is just it is very fascinating. I have to say,
it's a fascinating game.
So Leon Mendonca is white and Abhimanyu is black. So actually, it's turn around. Let's go for this kind of view. Yeah. So have you? What if you play openings? Do you ever go for a move like Knight F6?
Yeah. Well, sure. That's my main defense. So
it is.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I don't always play the Albin. I know it's part of my.
How dare you?
How dare you? Yeah. I mean, we have a Grunfeld now. I've got to confess that I don't really know much about this particular system.
Okay.
I know I'm a bad person.
Don't worry. But Bishop F4 is something I personally haven't seen that often, but it is also played all the time, right? Or is it a bit unusual?
No, Bishop F4 is a move. Bishop F4 is a move. I mean, Bishop F4, Bishop G7, E3, castles. I mean, all of this stuff has been played lots of times. Rook C1, C5, D takes C5, D6. Yeah, all of this is just like New Age theory. Again, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know any of this. I guess this is all theory until keep on going. Bishop E2, Queen A5. I mean, you can basically tell with you've got there the move times, right?
I see. Yes. You're right.
So here in this position, after Bishop G3, what happened? Bishop G3, DC4. Yeah. So hold on. So he spent 10 minutes on Knight G5. So he spent 10 minutes on Knight G5. So Knight G5, and then he replied with Knight D8 almost. By the way, Knight D8 is just like, when I looked at this, I was like, wow, that's just an incredible move.
Yeah, that is.
If that's actually the move, right? If that's actually the move, Knight D8, yeah. I mean, no, I know it's the move, but what I'm saying is it the theoretical move? That's what
I get you. So we can also check it out, by the way.
Yeah, let's check it out. Has this been played? Have we got a database tool here?
So let me go Knight G5. Rook A to D8 and Rook F to D8 are the most common replies. Is that yes? Yeah. So either one of the rooks.
So Knight D8 is actually then.
It's not that common, it seems.
Knight D8 is not that common. Huh. Okay. Well, he played it with 1 minute, so there is a chance that he had actually already analyzed this. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so Knight D8, Bishop G3, and then we get D takes C4. Yeah.
And then of course
Knight D6. Yeah.
Now the knight is in a good position again.
Queen A4, Queen C5, Bishop C4.
Okay.
Queen B6. Yeah. And we get this ending. So already here, after Knight C5, Black's next move.
Yes.
You have to say that you think that Black is doing completely fine here, basically.
Totally, yes.
Feels as though Black is doing just absolutely fine in this position. Should not have any worries here, basically.
So King E2 quickly transfers it to
3. But it's a sort of position where, white shouldn't be. I mean, this just feels equal to me.
Yeah, it is interesting to me to say this, because this is the position which makes it a bit more difficult for white because of the weakness of b2 at one point.
Yeah, but it's probably good. I mean, white gets a rook to the d file very quickly. It's sort of like, do you know what I mean?
It might still be quite equal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not that. Yeah, I mean, it's too close to equality to care about, basically. Yeah.
Now this is the fun move again for me. The second time where the knight goes on the last line again, which is still a good move.
Yeah, but this move makes a lot of sense, no? Because basically, with this move, what you're doing is you're clearing the path for the bishop, right? You're controlling c7 as well, which is kind of important, right? So that's very important. And what else are you doing?
So now everything is swapped, and I think black has just the idea to exploit the weakness on the b file a bit more, and there he goes back. Funny. He's like, job's done.
Yeah. So okay. So I mean, this kind of stuff is just standard. It's again, we're just in the realm. So what's really interesting is, like, was he actually playing for a win here? I'm not totally sure. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes. I think he only needed one more win to...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, was he actually trying to win this position?
I think so. Yes. Right? Yes. As far as I heard from the interview, he was probably aiming to get a full point here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a position that's really tough to win.
Yeah.
Especially against the Grandmaster. I mean, Luke, by the way, I don't know if you know Luke, he's also a Super Junior, right?
I played with him. He was at our Blitz event one time. Super nice guy. And he stomped each of us in the finger snip, obviously. That hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, okay, so he tries f5, knight b5, a6. I mean, it's still in the realms of, equality around here. b5. I mean, this all still feels, I mean, but there's the key moment soon, no? Basically.
Yeah, it will start soon. So first of all, the swap is probably very good, very healthy.
This swap I like. This is a good trade for sure. I mean, this is a good trade, no question about it.
So, and now black slowly gains some power on the queen side. The white king might be too far away. So this is also this doesn't look natural to me.
Which one?
To take with the pawn, right? In any other game, I personally would take with the king, which is super interesting.
Yeah, taking with the king is definitely taking with the king is the main move. So he took with the pawn.
Yeah.
He probably didn't take with the king because he didn't want to allow, some king b4 or something.
Yeah, I'm also like,
why he didn't take with the king. Go back one move here. Let me see if I can work it out.
So he forced it. He wanted this.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I believe so. It all boils down later. So I don't understand it by now. But he had a plan here already. Yeah, and we will see this. Let's keep on a little bit. There he goes, as you said, king b4, and black says you can easily take it because I will get this other pawn.
Yeah,
and that is probably I mean, the threat is there for. There's so many threats here. So it's just white now has a bit of an overload to try to defend all his pawns, I guess.
But he can do right. So but this is his idea actually, is that he wants to distract the white king. So that when after king takes a4, let's say now, you can now go king c4, right?
That's the beauty,
But it's still unclear because king a5, knight b3, king b6. I mean, when I look at this position, right, I think, wow, like, you know, this position is just awful for black. Rather, not awful, but like, how do you ever win? Like, I can't imagine any serious grandmaster.
It's true, yeah.
Looking this position as white. You're a pawn down. Okay, knight c5. The white king is active. Okay, bishop d4, knight b3, bishop f6. So bishop f6, yeah, bishop f6. And he goes king b4 like he's trying to win or something in this position. Then king takes b7. I mean, again, I don't really know whether this is like the right way to go or whether he should be repeating or something. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I mean, even this position, I mean, white is a full pawn up, 4 versus 3. And he can defend his pawn on e3 as well. That's the thing.
Can he?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically he can. So king e5. So this is the big moment.
Yeah.
So it's obvious.
Sorry for that. I was a bit quick.
King e5 was played in order to meet knight c4 check with probably king f6 or something like that. And knight f3 check is just an unbelievable find by Mishra. And here, I mean, my understanding is that Mendonca was really low on time, like super low on time.
Yeah.
In this position here. And
that's a good move to make in time trouble.
Yeah, I mean, this is just an unbelievable move to make in time trouble, right? This is just an unbelievable move. So knight f3 check, and now you actually have to go king f6 here, protecting the bishop. Can you make a move? You can.
Sure, absolutely, of course.
Yeah. So here you can play the move king f6, and the point is after knight takes g5. So knight takes g5, king takes g5, king takes e3.
That's enough.
Pawn to b4. This is the key move. You have to get going, and you're just in time because if king d4, you can go pawn to b5, and you both queen at the same time. Okay, you both queen at the same time.
King to d4.
Yeah, king to d4 just to illustrate, and b5. And if you go king to c5, now I can go king to f4. And actually, you lose that position as black. So yeah, so you have to go with the pawn, basically. You just have to go.
Oh boy, okay.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I was just still thinking.
Yeah,
and that is, that's a draw, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a draw. So instead, he took on f3. Now, he took on f3 with good reason, right? I mean, like, he took on f3 because after e takes f3, which is what he saw here, the move bishop h4
should cover everything.
Right? Should cover everything, and then the b pawn runs. But
except
Mishra,
it doesn't.
Except that it doesn't. Yeah, except that it doesn't. So now after g5, okay, bishop f2, you now have this move king e2, and it's unbelievable. This bishop is just out of sorts, basically. Yeah.
So there goes b4. Yeah. So let's. I mean, there's this last option. Let's just show this up.
If he goes bishop there, I guess, no, it's not to go to f2. And g4 doesn't seem to work because takes king f4. So I guess the idea is actually to go king f1.
Yes.
And now if king e4, g4.
Exactly, yes.
And now if takes.
That is all you need.
Bishop h2, king g2. And finally you run the guy home.
Absolutely great game. Absolutely. Yeah. That is some absolute beauty here. It is very nice. And also, of course, after that, it is over because of the check on f4.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So this was actually pretty close. And is this really after the king is going to f6? Is this so? Let me put on the engine here quickly.
Yeah.
That is a draw.
Yeah. This is a draw.
But to find that is. Yeah, and you of course you cannot you believe that this has to win, but it is not at all.
It is, no, this is winning.
I mean,
Right.
yeah. I mean, for white,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That's what
No,
white is
I
thinking.
actually thought he was winning here. Actually,
Uh-huh.
I thought quite simply he was very low on time, and he just didn't know, basically.
That could also have happened. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, pretty fantastic game. Very fun and entertaining
Yes.
to watch this end game. Yeah. Also, good point that you pointed out King F6 that I think I didn't see that
Yeah, King
earlier.
F6 makes a draw. Yeah. So,
Nice. Yeah. There he is.
He's from a place called Englishtown, New Jersey. I don't know Englishtown, but he looks like a nice kid.
He
And then-
doesn't look like a nice kid here. He looks like
No, he
he's
looks
gonna
very
rip
intense.
off your face if
Yeah, he does look very intense.
The Omen.
But just go down there. Let's have a look at the youngest grandmasters.
Yeah.
So we've got Mishra, but look at the recent grandmasters. So Karyakin was 2002, but look at the recent youngest grandmasters.
All in the
Gurkesh,
last 5 years. Yeah.
Pragnananda, Negi, Sadhwani. Yeah. I mean, look at all of these guys. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, these guys are just,
Yeah. And I mean, Abhimanyu even had the pandemic against him all
Yes.
the time too. That's something. There's Magnus.
Yeah, there's Magnus.
What happened here? I haven't heard of
Negi's
Parimayan.
kind of retired, actually. to be
Huh?
honest.
That can also happen. Yeah.
Yeah, Negi's kind of retired. So,
Bu Shangxi.
Boo, yeah, that was a long time. I mean, I remember when Boo became Grandmaster, that was huge. I mean, me and him were basically the same age. Yeah, and before that, it was Ponomaria, but that was at 14. And now this guy's got it at 12. So it's like a whole year and a half earlier. But that just goes to show that, the talented young kids are just, they're talented. And
Peter Liko is kind of on the bottom of the table according to when
Yes.
he became the youngest grandmaster.
yeah,
Also
well,
funny.
Peter was a star, wasn't he? Basically?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Peter was a
There's
star.
Alireza. Yeah, a lot of. I mean, from those 30 names, I would say 70 to 80% are still very active and still in the elite of playing all up there in the top 100 of the complete table.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean,
Yeah. So I hope. How old are you? You're 11 right now, right? So,
yeah, that's
Lawrence,
I'm 11.
like one year and a couple of months, and you are on this list too, my friend.
Yeah, where's the old man? The oldest people. the interesting list will be the oldest people.
I interviewed one of the oldest people. Let's get into this quickly. It's been a little while ago, although, but I still want to point out that Larry Kaufman, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
What an interesting, humble, lovely, and amazing person. Really cool. I enjoyed speaking with him. We even, after the interview, we were talking for another hour just because I was like genuinely interested in his life because it is pretty fascinating. So yeah, talking about becoming Grandmaster in an old age. He became a Grandmaster at the age of 60 or 61 or something like that.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is even more incredible when you think about the fact that he stopped chess for a while. He had his business going on. He was doing broker stocks, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he has this beautiful sentence in the interview. Then he stopped his business in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Because he had enough to not worry about money anymore in his life. That reminded me of Forrest Gump.
Well, yeah, I mean,
when-
to a certain extent, yeah.
When at one point he says like, oh, we don't have to worry about money in our life. That's one thing to worry less about in life then. That's good. Yeah, exactly. But then he started to become one of the greatest shogi players
I didn't know that,
in
actually.
the West
I had no idea that he was a shogi player as well.
for almost 20 years.
Wow, I had no idea about that.
Yes, and he was considered the best in the West for a long, long time. Very funny comment of one of the here. It seems Kaufman's shogi opponent has read some chess books. He has followed Rui Lopez's age-old advice to place the board so the sun shines in the opponent's eyes.
Oh, there he is there. That's clever.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
that's funny.
He and from what I learned in the interview is that I asked him the question, if he was so good at shogi and chess and even Go, like all those board games, was it like hindering him to become an expert in one of them, or was it helpful? And he pointed out it was absolutely helpful. And that was super interesting for me, because in no time after shogi, when he came back to playing chess, he stomped chess players in a year from starting to go into chess again. And shortly after, he played in big tournaments, won them, and then he became the Grandmaster. So
I'll have to watch that interview. I'm looking forward
shogi helped him so much. That was so. Which is also a thing which I thought about. Sometimes I'm playing strategy games. Sometimes I'm playing other board games which have strategic elements. And after I play those board games and I play chess, I play different things than I normally play, because I have a different strategic view to the game sometimes. I believe that is the case. So that was very interesting, that you can also get your brain activated from different strategic elements or tactical elements by going a different path. This is why chess variations are sometimes also good, and this is also the reason why bullet games and blitz games are sometimes good, if you're playing them not in an overdose kind of way, but every now and then you put them in to get better in pattern recognition, get to move faster. These are some benefits of this, for example. And it points out, and this is a nice segue to the next theme, which we will talk about now, that in the Goldmoney Asian Rapid, that Artemiev is up there.
Right.
Considered one, he's in the top list of blitz and bullet players since many, many years, as far as I know. And he just showed up in this tournament and he rocks it. I mean, at the moment, it doesn't look so good, as here the English channel side is a little bit behind again.
Yeah.
I think if this is a bit more up to date, well, maybe not. But I believe that Ding is leading against Artemiev. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
They didn't start yet, did they?
I could be wrong. I apologize. Yeah.
I didn't. I'll double check, but I didn't think they actually started yet.
July 1st and 2nd, I think they did, and I think Ding Liren is leading. But maybe
because I haven't actually followed.
Here it is. Sorry. Yes. So, yeah, Ding Liren won.
He won the first match, did he?
He won 2 games and one is a draw. Yeah. Anyway, Artemiev all the way up there. That was quite interesting for me.
So Ding won the first one and Magnus won the first one, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And today, when is it getting covered? Very soon, I think. 13 CEST. That'll 20 minutes from our time.
Yeah, it's starting in 20 minutes. We can watch
exactly.
This.
Would be nice to have some live commentary once with you about some of those things, Lawrence.
Sure, we can do that one time.
Maybe we can make that happen one day.
Yeah.
So what do you say about the Goldmoney?
Well, I mean, I don't really have that much to say, except that there are 2 things that stand out for me in this tournament. Number one, Levon Aronian is playing some brilliant chess, but he's facing somebody who he's had a lot of problems with over the past few years. Magnus, really, he hasn't gotten the better of Magnus for like over 10 years now.
Yes.
Like, it's been a long time since Levon has had a hold over Magnus.
There's a German word called Angstgegner. There's no real English translation for it, but if there's an opponent which you will just always lose against.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, he's struggling against Magnus, and I expect Magnus to win it. But before that, in the preliminary stage, Levon was playing some really beautiful chess. It was nice to see Levon and Ding. Ding has been really under the radar recently in months and years. Ding is just not playing the sort of chess that he's more than capable of doing. And, it's nice to see him up there. Artemiev, it's nice to see him. He needs to be getting more invitations. He's very dangerous. But for me, the big standout name is the guy in the middle of the table, Arjun Erigyasi. Another young Indian grandmaster who is only rated 2575, but came 8th and actually qualified for the knockout stage. And this kid, I'm telling you, is very, very, very special. I remember watching him play a match, not the one that he played now. He played Levon Aronian and lost, but he played another match against Levon Aronian a few months ago. And I thought, wow, this guy is actually seriously good. This guy is underrated by a lot of points. I mean, he's underrated by like 100 rating points, no question about it.
Wow, okay.
And, he's like, I think he's 17 or something like that, 17 years old.
Yeah, 17 is correct. No, 17 or 18, something like that.
Yeah, and he's just very talented, and I expect him to do big things. So India's got just an extremely bright future ahead of them, like a super bright future.
So true.
Yeah, it's a super bright future ahead of them. And, all of these guys, Gukesh is in there. Yeah. Adiban was playing. You've now got this. I mean, imagine what the Indian team is going to look like in 5 to 10 years. The Olympia team. Yeah. They've got the potential to have five legit superstars, like 5 legit 2,700 to 2,750, maybe even 2,800 plus players. I mean, who's to say that Pragnananda or all of these guys won't just make 2,800? I mean, they've got the natural talent. So, I mean, it's just really nice to see. The games are going on obviously now, and it will be cool to see them as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, it's funny because Frederick Friedel had this opinion. I mean, he of course has very good contact with Sagar, and his Indian roots are also part of this, yes, that he knows a bit about this. But people didn't believe him. And I remember that some people said, nah, it's going to be China or some other country is going to be on top. But Frederick said, like, just you wait, guys, just you wait. And it seems 2021 is already a huge step in this direction. As we can see, they're all popping up, and we have heard the names much, much more often than, let's say, last year already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just, it's lovely to see, isn't it? It's lovely to see young talent come through. Frederick's connection to India is obviously very strong, and obviously his connection to Vichy is very strong, having known Vichy for, basically forever, and Vichy being one of the first users of ChessBase, basically. Yep. And Gary. I mean, he was there in the 80s and early 90s using ChessBase with Gary and Vichy. Obviously it's fantastic to see, and I mean, Abhi is, maybe, who knows? I'm just excited about the future of these young guys.
Yes, it is exciting. Exciting is a very, very good word to sum it up. Now let's quickly also go from gold money to Silver Lake.
Yes.
And if there would be a bronze tournament, we would also cover this, but there apparently is none yet. Yeah. So, and there is another one.
Gold, silver, no bronze. Yeah, Nihal Saren. Again, this episode is all about the Indian whiz kids, and
there they are.
Yeah, and that's what they really are. I mean, they really are special players. Nihal Saren wins this tournament with 8 out of 9, which is just it's a ridiculous score. Because even though he's like the rating favorite, he's rated 26-20 or whatnot, right? I mean, he's not that much of a rating favorite.
He was the rated third.
Sorry, second. Even second, so he wasn't even rating favorite.
Samvel and Petrosyan both from Armenia were even on top of him.
There you go. I thought he was. I even thought he was the rating.
I thought so too. Yeah.
So for him to get 8 out of 9 in this tournament, look at these players. You've got Ter, you've got Petrosian, you've got whatever, other top grandmasters.
Like literally, there's 131 players, and I think in this tournament, 20 to 30 were over 2,400, or at least amazing. 2,300 at least. Yeah. So
where was this exactly? Do you know?
This was in Serbia too, I think.
Serbia, right?
Yeah. So let me quickly go to chess results. Yeah. So the list is going. Wait, do we have a rating?
Well, you can see that. Yeah, if you stay there. Well, I mean, if you go down, if you actually go down there, you can actually see. So we can see there that Sarin gained 17 rating points from this tournament.
Yeah.
17.4. Right.
Pretty nice.
Very nice. Sadwani gained 12.5. Puranik gained
not even one, but basically one. That's enough to get the 90 maybe.
Yeah, but the top 3 players were Indian. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right, the top 3 players were Indian. And the top 2 guys, Sarin's like 15 and Sadwani's like they're like more or less they're young. They're under 18.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean this performance to gain 18 points, being rated 26-20. So that's playing at like 28.50 or something. His performance rating will be 28.50. And what's really, can I tell you something really funny?
Yeah.
So I know Nihal Sarin. Like, I mean, when I say I know him, what I mean is like, I have like been in same tournaments as him. I often went to Sitges with him in Barcelona. I've been to open tournaments where he's played, basically. And it's been 2 years, right? It's been 2 years. And I'm looking at these photos, and he's actually gone through puberty since
He did indeed, yes. He's a tall guy now, almost.
He's tall, his shoulders are broader. When I first met him, or when I met him a long time ago, he was kind of a bit weaker and he was kind of a bit whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now he's like a young man, It's quite funny to see. I just haven't seen him in 2 years. It's just funny to see. It's just super funny.
Yeah. That I understand. Yeah, absolutely. That is always funny to, if you even, and you play those tournaments, and then it's always this moment when you play like a young prodigy or like a young talent, which has a rating of, I don't know, far less than you, but plays like a young god already. And you somehow manage to win against this Wunderkid. And then you look at this Wunderkid a couple of years later, and you see the rating is like 200, 300, or even more points over your rating. And you go like, wow. That happened.
When I first met Nihal, though, he was already like a super genius. I mean, he was already a grandmaster, actually, probably, or close to. And Pragnananda is another guy who we haven't mentioned today, by the way.
True. Yeah.
But Pragnananda. So yeah, this incredible crop of young players. It's really impressive. 8 out of 9. Yeah,
and
it could be domination soon.
I also have to say one thing. So I met a couple of those kids already. They were blitzing with us in the company.
Yeah.
With play chess, just easy as that. We wanted to show it to them. And yes, of course, you meet new people. You're nice, right? You're a nice person. But you feel that they are humble. They were laughing. They were having fun. They had a good time. And they even just... they were just playing with us because it feels like they are very, very nice people. And I mean, of course, there's loads of almost every chess player is nice, but some are like, let's say, a bit more grumpy or unsocial. That might be a word. And that is okay. That's totally fine. I think that is the beauty of the very variety of all the people in the world. This is why I am one of those people who loves people and loves to engage with people. But it is interesting to see how humble, polite, and nice all of those kids are. And because I'm saying this because I also met some who aren't like that.
Sure.
And who are a bit different. And that's a cute thing. And Abhi is also one of them, in my opinion. So I hope they can keep up this. Missing a word for this. Lawrence, you're gone.
I'm here.
Was I talking too much?
Did I die?
It's like, gosh, Arne in one of his monologues.
I'm here.
I cannot stand it anymore.
I'm here. You hear me?
Unfortunately, I can just read your name.
Wait a second.
I was almost finished though. Anyway, I just wanted to say, there you're back again. Excellent.
I'm here. You know what happened? I just put my power lead in because it's about to die.
It's about to die. Okay, we're almost over anyway. Let me unshare. Just to end this thought. Yes, they are nice and they're humble and and I hope they can keep up this lightness which I felt with them. Because now is, as you say, puberty. It's a difficult phase, I believe. My two brothers are 12 and 14. It slowly starts to that they are changing in their way of thinking and their perspective, and that they have some goals and some dreams and some other things. And it's a tough time for the children to how they're evolving and what they're doing with their time and how they appreciate their time and all of this. So I feel that all of them have a strong lightness, a lightheartedness, which is very nice, and I hope that they can keep it up. Because I'm saying this because many times I hear people talking about, if you want to become one of the greatest in the world, you have to have this kind of, again, a German word, which I don't know there is a direct translation in English, Ehrgeiz, like this, that you cannot stand defeats, that you go for the win and almost whatever it takes, and that you have a determination to chess, that it is the absolute focus in your life. And that is great, but it's also difficult. It's difficult to handle the success and the losses and all of that. And kudos for Magnus, for example, who I still believe is so down to earth with all his power, let's say it like that. It's a tough road, and I can't even think of how people are going through all of this. It will be tough for you, Lawrence, once you're a grandmaster.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be super tough. It's going to be super tough.
Can I ask you? The last time we left the show, we were talking about your journey. Is there any update of how you decided to?
No update. No update. We're still weathering things. I'm kind of trying to get fit above everything else, like my physical fitness. I'm doing some chess. I'm doing some study. But it's not quite. I'm not quite there yet, basically. So I'll let you know when I have something more.
Excellent. I can't wait. Just a small tip. One last tip from Larry Kaufman. He mentioned in the interview how he became the Grandmaster at the age of 60. He was well prepared for the tournaments, and he was swimming every day.
Oh, okay.
There we go. And I remember that the Ekström, I am from Switzerland. He was playing in Malta a couple of times. Every time before he played a game, he was taking a swim in the pool.
Oh, okay.
And then he quickly changed his clothes, and then he went to the chessboard. So maybe some of you at home can relate to that and have a save success story for this. Lawrence, that was it. It was fun. It was nice.
It was fun. Thank you so much, as always. I've been a little bit off form recently, but I will be back to my good old self very soon, I promise.
I'm absolutely certain about this. Okay, my friend, we see each other next week.
I'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye-bye, everybody.